What is up? Welcome back. Today we are back on the Suburban and we're bringing in a special guest today. That's right, it's Big Pickle. Because when two pickles put their heads together, things can happen.
We shouldn't film that.
We might not film that, but we are gonna film getting the 4-link on the Suburban, possibly getting the axle to move. Anyway, let's get to work. Alright, so what did I get done? Well, we got the axle centered. Everything's good with that. So I got the link bars all cut down. Got 2 of the 4 coped out. The crappy ass Craftsman 2-inch hole saw that I got lasted through about 2 bars before it decided to take a dump. So all I gotta do now is weld the ends on that, grind them off. Yeah, we'll get them welded on and then we'll get 4-link bolted on. I'm gonna tack them on first just to make sure. We'll get everything tacked on, see if the axle moves and see what we got. What's up, guys? So it's another day. My brother's not here today. He did help me get the rear end locked into place so that way I can just swing the 4-link up and weld everything on. And once we get the 4-link tacked on both sides, then I'm gonna go through and do the Watts link in the back before I can blow everything apart and kind of do a final weld. And I'll make sure everything moves correctly. And then we can start working on the bag mounts. Once I move this bar up, it starts to hit the floor right here. So I'm gonna have to trim this, see if I can get it tacked on. And then once I can get it tacked on here at half travel, then I'll have to come back and make a mark of where I need to bend that bar to get it to articulate up in, or if it's not really that much, I could always come in here and notch the floor out a little bit and then cap it off and make everything nice. Alright, so sometimes not everything always works out. I'll be the first to say that. Yeah, well, this is what we got. So the plates I made to bolt to the frame were, number one, trying to bolt them to where the leaf springs wasn't working, so I moved them back just because I couldn't get the bottom bars level at half travel. It would have put the brackets like down here way below the axle, and you don't want that. You don't want the brackets hovering above the ground on the axle. So I was able to move it back, but then where we have the axle centered at and everything, it still just wasn't working out at all. So like, sometimes when you could plan stuff out, and working with these stock frames and shit, it just doesn't work sometimes. So you gotta reconfigure, redesign multiple times. But regardless of everything, it didn't work out. So scrap those brackets. All we're gonna do, instead of trying to over design everything, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna weld the square bar straight to the frame. I'll brace it on the other side, kind of put some gussets in there so that way it doesn't have any flex at all. But I'm gonna weld that straight to the frame. I got the brackets welded on. I got the bars parallel to the ground at half travel. Instant center hits the front bumper through my calculations. And I think it's gonna work out. The downside is now I gotta do the other side. So I gotta cut some of the stuff back off, and which that's why you always tack stuff on before you final weld. That way, you know, everything works out. I've said that before. Tack stuff on, make sure it moves, then you can fully weld it when you're 100% happy with everything. And I'm pretty happy with this. Now we gotta jump to the other side and do that, and then we'll jump to the What's link, which should be fun. So keep going. Just remember, not everything always works out, and you just got to keep on going. Also, y'all that build stuff already probably know this. Put a washer in between. Really, you just need one, but that helps after you weld everything. If it was clamped real tight, it'd be hard to get this piece in between. Throwing one washer in between there makes all the difference when putting it together after everything's painted and or powder coated. So yeah, just a little bit of friendly advice from us that have messed up before and done it. And then you can't get it in between. You scratch the paint all up, and then what's the purpose of painting it if you're just gonna scratch it all up, all right? So, yeah. Just do that, and it helps. Well, that'll do it for this video. If you wanna see more, make sure you come back. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fancy YouTube stuff. Next video, we'll get the bag mounts on this, and we will start sheeting in the back. Because right here, we got some wheel tubs to put in. Anyway, make sure you come back next week. Until then, see you later.